Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel, Heart Warriors Way Tarot. My name's Deanna. This is going to be your daily energy reading for Tuesday, November the 5th. And I use the tarot to do this. If you're new to my channel, welcome. It's lovely to have you here. These daily readings take place every single day and they are for all star signs, no matter where you live, where you were born, when you were born. It makes no difference. It's about how you resonate with my readings, with the words I use, the images on the cards and the title of the reading and so on. The moon moves into Capricorn today. If you're in the United Kingdom, that's at around 3:20 p.m. I have the Gilded Tarot deck here, and this is the deck I'm going to be using to do this reading today. I'm going to chime my singing bowl first of all, so take this moment to center yourselves, listen to the note of the singing bowl and see if you can focus on an area of your life you would like some advice and guidance on. Even if the cards don't specifically say it's about that area, there are going to be words that I use, images on the cards that may help you with a certain question that you have. I'd just like to thank Great Spirit, our angels and guides, for being here today and guiding this reading for the highest good of all. Thank you. Okay, let's start off by giving this deck a really good shuffle. Okay, let's see what the universe would like to show us today. Angel spirits, guys, what would you like my viewers to know today? What's important for my viewers to know today, please? Okay, let's start here. The Five of Wands, followed by the Six of Cups, followed by the Lovers. And I'm going to take the card off the top here for the overarching theme coming into play that colours this whole reading with its energy, and that is the Queen of Wands. I often feel like the Queen of Wands when it comes up here, any court card, certainly the Queens and Kings, might be significators for who this reading is for. It could be for a fire sign. It could also be for you if you embody the qualities of the Queen of Wands. The Queen of Wands is someone who is a natural performer. She is the host of the party, usually the life and soul of the party. She's very warm-hearted, very generous, very funny, very charming. People take to her. She has a magnetic personality. Everywhere she walks becomes a stage of some sort. There is also a slightly mysterious side to her, a slightly spiritual side. She's very connected to her creativity, which makes her very connected to her intuition as well. We have a situation here with these three cards where if we look at the Six of Cups as the central card holding the strongest theme here, which is what's coming through to me today, there is an issue here that has been a problem in the past and it's coming around again today. And I feel like it is connected to your love relationship or your romantic relationship, your romantic partnership. If you're not in a romantic relationship, it could just be to do with relationships in general and your perceptions and views of relationships with a significant other. This issue here could involve children, and it's about children and about how you want to look after your children, how you want to connect to your children, how you want to communicate with your children. And there may be a slight disagreement here between the way that you want to do something and the way someone else wants to do something. That's scenario number one here that could align with these cards and what these cards are showing me. The other scenario here, which is actually the first one that came through to me, is that the Six of Cups represents a particular issue or event in your life that has been problematic in the past, and it's coming around again. It's coming around again for you to look at and deal with because it was never resolved in the past. And I feel like this does involve another person, probably your significant other or an ex. It could be someone who is an ex of yours coming back into play because of some issue or another. And this issue never got resolved in the past. So it's just coming around again for you to sort out. And we're to think quite carefully here about how you want to sort this out, because if it doesn't get sorted out and you just repeat the patterns of the past, it's going to come around over and over and over again. And I'm feeling like there needs to be some kind of closure here. There needs to be some kind of settlement or some kind of agreement about how you want to do something or how you want to solve this issue. And like I said, this issue may or may not involve children, okay? I feel like you are both very dynamic people. You are both very outspoken. You're both very, it's sort of what attracted you to each other in the first place for some of you, that there was this likeness about you both, like attracts like, and it's the quality about the other that you saw in yourself and you kind of fell in love with. For those of you who align with that, I'm feeling that kind of energy here. And you both have very strong dynamic personalities, and that's one of the reasons why there's this clash here. I feel like almost there doesn't need to be a clash. It's almost like the way that you want to do something is actually very similar. And I almost want to ask, why is there a disagreement over this? Because it's so similar, the way you want to do things. And yet you both feel like it's different. It's like there's a personality clash or a personality dynamic that, even though it started off really strong and magnetic and attracted you towards each other, ended up being the thing that caused all the arguments and so on and so on. That's the sense here that I'm getting out of this situation. These cards are just showing me the situation. It's not showing me much else at the moment. But let's put down another card for any advice or guidance about this particular issue, if you're aligning to it, that your guides and angels might want you to know. The Ten of Wands. We want to end this cycle with the Ten of Wands. This has been going on quite a long time. The tens are usually the end of a cycle, and the advice and guidance here, first of all, is to bring this cycle to an end so it doesn't keep repeating. There is a sense here of, it's so hard to put into words. I'm getting the feeling that it's like you're both so similar to each other. It's like you're both carrying equal duty and responsibility about whatever this is, and it's almost like you don't want to share the duty and responsibility, and yet you feel that the other isn't taking enough duty and responsibility, but you both are. That's a little bit odd, but that is the scenario that's coming to mind for me. That's kind of like what I'm feeling inside. It's just a very, very fiery situation, and you may have found that there has been a lot of arguments over the months or years to do with this particular issue, whatever it is. Even a lot of competitiveness. I feel like you're both very competitive within yourselves anyway, and you also spark that competitiveness with each other, which in some respects could be really beautiful, but in other respects it could lead to this kind of arguments and massive clashes in how it is that you want to do things. For some of you, this could be someone that you've been with for a very long time. This could be somebody that was connected to you in your childhood, in your past, and you've had this long-standing relationship where it's been like this. Okay, Queen of Wands. The advice here for you, Queen of Wands, is to maybe make the first move here, even though you may not want to. And the guidance coming in is for you to both sit down and actually talk about how to level out the duties and responsibilities that you are both carrying, and try and understand that in some ways you're both coming from the same perspective with things. There is a huge similarity between you both. Somewhere along the line you actually made very similar decisions about commitments and your choices about whatever this issue is going forward. Yet the weird thing here, it's almost like you both feel like that the other is very different to you, but you're kind of really not that different. Is there something here that you need to see through to the end? If there is a commitment here to see something through to the end from both of you, maybe it's about raising children, maybe it's another issue to do with your particular relationship or your own past. If you've committed or agreed to see this particular issue through to the end, that's absolutely fine. But it's important to try and iron out the difficulties and the competitiveness and the aspects of each other that you find very challenging. Because again, I will say it feels like you're actually both really similar to each other. And in many ways, even if you don't always believe it, especially if things get really heated, you actually have a lot of love and passion for each other and a lot of magnetism here. There is a lot of togetherness with the both of you. It almost needs looking at as to why you might be at each other's throats sometimes, because it feels like you don't need to be. It feels like you need to find the aspects of yourselves that are best friends and actually want the best out of life, out of each other, out of everything, because that's the bit that you actually agree on, and that's the bit that will help you see through the commitment that you made to get to the end of this situation, whatever it might be to you. Okay, that is the advice coming through here. I'm going to leave this reading there. That's all I'm getting out of this for the moment. I'm going to lay down more cards in the extended and see if we have more information coming through about this. I'll use the rune stones as well, like I usually do. They tend to conclude the reading quite nicely. If you are aligning with this and you're interested in that extended reading, that is over on my Patreon page. The link to that is in the description below or in my bio. Otherwise, I shall see you tomorrow back here for tomorrow's reading. Take care. Bye bye.